Rogan podcast goes on about the Book of Enoch. Now, by the time this video is done, you're probably going to want to read the book. If that's the case, there's a link below where you can actually purchase the book. Let's get into the clip.
Some of them are written by prophets, but I mean, Enoch is apparently supposed to predate even the time of Genesis and talk.
The nuttiest one is Ezekiel.
I'm telling you, Enoch is even crazier than Ezekiel.
Like, explain the nuttiness of the Book of Enoch to people.
Well, it's okay. So if you read it, it talks about the fall of angels, thus creating really the precursor of civilization that led to the first flood. I think that when you even go into potentially the technology that was given to mankind by these angels, it talks about the hidden beliefs and theories in astronomy, etc., metalworkings, all of it. But it really does explain, you were talking about earlier how you have a lot of these religions around the world that kind of say the same thing. This is kind of the OG text that leads to those stories that we're hearing from many religions around the world. To talk about angels mixing with mankind and then seeding a super essentially race of humans that essentially were responsible for basically damning mankind to the flood. I mean, you hear about stuff in Greek and Roman mythology, people who had these super crazy powers, and you talk about it out loud and it sounds crazy, but that's what the book says. And then the fact that it was taken out and then it's poo-pooed, yet you have one of the oldest religions in the world, be it the Ethiopians, that actually still have it. You have, the Catholic Church that has books that are missing out of the King James Version. I'm just saying that, when you read it, you should read it and decide for yourself. Don't listen to what I'm saying, don't listen to what you're saying, but truly give it a chance and see what you have to say. And then, you're going back to this whole concept of if you have this information pertaining to UAPs, whatever they might be, the origins. I mean, if you have a understanding of what Enoch was talking about, kind of makes sense.
Well, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it. I need to read it now.
You'll trip out if you read Enoch and then follow about the fall of mankind and the angels with, and this is Christian theology, right? So like angels came down, rebelled against God, interbred with humankind. That would be, I think, a good starting point for what potentially the Anunnaki were.
The Book of Enoch is definitely an interesting book that I've read clearly. It goes in depth.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I've read the Book of Enoch myself. I've read the Book of Enoch myself, and I would not recommend a lot of people read it because a lot of people are so like. I would not recommend Christians read it because Christians sometimes can be a little bit extra. I mean, I'm just be real. A lot of Christians are not mature. And they can be a little extra. And I'm saying Christians because I care about the growth of the Christian. I care about the growth of the believer. I do care about the world, but the world needs to get saved first. You know what I'm saying? So the world does what they want anyway. You get what I'm saying? They ain't listening to a lot of what the believers are saying. But as for believers, I've read it. And I'm going to be completely honest with you. That book, the real one, not the one that has all the extra stuff about, it talks about a lot of other stuff. It's some books that have been added. They said that some of those books may have been added later to the Book of Enoch. It has different parts. The first two books talk about the fall of the angels, and then it talks about the it's like the poems or the song of Enoch, or it's basically the prophecy of what Enoch saw. It's the vision that Enoch saw. That book testifies about Jesus, and it actually says in it, the Son of Man, calls him the Son of Man. That is where, and you can research this, that is where Daniel reference to him as the Son of Man. A lot of people that study the Bible believe that Daniel was the first person to call Jesus the Son of Man, and then later on when Jesus called himself the Son of Man, that's when people accepted that he was the Messiah. Daniel wasn't the first person to call him that. It was Enoch. Enoch called him the Son of Man. Daniel referenced it, and so when people heard Daniel reference it, they knew that he was talking about the Book of Enoch. But in our Western civilization, we don't know anything about the Book of Enoch because we're warned away from it. I do believe that the Book of Enoch, like I said, those first two parts of the book is good in a way. is good because it does testify and point to Jesus. Even in the crazy story that it is, it talks about all the details of the giants, how tall they were, how big they were, how they used to eat people. Like it talks about everything, bro. But then it gets to how Enoch saw these visions. He saw the punishment of the angels. He saw all these different things, and he also saw Jesus. He saw Jesus, the Son of Man, coming to redeem his people. He saw Jesus dying on a cross. It's also another extra biblical book called the Key of Solomon. No, not the Keys of Solomon. It's something about something with Solomon. I forgot what it's called. And a lot of people don't like that because Solomon he pretty much predated witchcraft, right? He pretty much started that up. But what Solomon did in that book that I'm talking about, it's like the Chronicles of Solomon or something like that. The Book of Solomon. It's something like that. But that book actually shows where Solomon was interviewing certain principalities and demons, right? He was interviewing them because God had given him a ring where he had power over them. These demons were saying, the one that will come, named Emmanuel, the name of his number, because you know the numerology of a name. What's good, Madison? The numerology of the name of certain words, you know, each word has a number. That those numbers of those words add up to a certain amount, and they would add up to Jesus. Those numbers would add up to Jesus. They wouldn't say Jesus in that book, but the numbers added up to Jesus. The numbers added up to Yeshua. You get what I'm saying? And so that book as well points to and testifies about Jesus. It talks about how Jesus will overcome all the demon. He will ask the demons. He'd be like, "Yo, who is the one that can overcome you? Who is the one that can use? Who you can use to, or not who you can use? But who is the one that, if I call him, he will overcome you. He will frustrate you." That's what it would say. Frustrate you. And they would say, it's the one who will hang on the cross. It's the one whose blood will be shed on the cross. It's the one whose name is the number of 44, whatever it is. It's the one whose name is Emmanuel, who will die for all men. Like, they was hinting at Jesus, but you wouldn't know that unless you know about Jesus first. So that's why it's important to read the Bible first before you go into some of these other books. You get what I'm saying? By the way, have you seen my message on Insta yet? No, I have not. I'm sorry. I will definitely check it. I will definitely check it today. Yeah, I'll definitely check it today. So, yeah, man, all I'm saying is read the Bible, get an understanding of Jesus before you go read these extra biblical books. I'm not saying that I did, but I can see how these books can throw some believers off. I can see how some of these books can throw some believers off. You know what I'm saying? So just be careful out here.